Brian Epstein, the man who was the fifth Beatle.
He wasn't the musician, he didn't write the songs, but without him, the Beatles would have never become the biggest band on Earth. This is a deep dive into the life of the true fifth Beatle, Brian Epstein.
Before we explore the man who made a revolution, do us a quick favor, hit that like button. We're at 1,163 subscribers and we're pushing hard to get to 1,500. So hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, because when it comes to the untold stories of music, you don't want to miss a single chapter. Welcome back to 10 of the best deep dives. Today, we're exploring the life of Brian Epstein, the man who gave us the Fab Four we know today. We'll trace his journey from managing a record store to becoming the most influential manager in music history.
Brian Samuel Epstein was born on September 19, 1934, in Liverpool, England. He was born into a wealthy family that ran a successful retail business, and his life seemed set for a career in the family's record store, Nems. He ran the shop, but his true passion was for the arts. As a record store owner, he was often asked for a mysterious new single by a local band called the Beatles. Intrigued, he went to the Dank and Dark Cavern Club in 1961 to see them. He was not impressed by their leather jackets and raw stage presence, but he was captivated by their talent. He knew instantly that he could make them a global sensation.
Brian Epstein officially became the Beatles' manager in 1962. His first order of business was to change their image. He replaced their leather jackets with matching suits and their rebellious attitudes with a charming, respectable demeanor. This transformation was key to getting them a record deal with EMI's Parlophone Records. Brian's meticulous approach and unwavering belief in the band led to their first major hit, Love Me Do, and the beginning of what would become Beatlemania. As the Beatles' success grew, Brian's influence expanded. He was seen as a genius manager, and other artists flocked to him. He managed several other notable artists, many of whom were part of the Merseybeat scene. Some of his most prominent clients included Jerry and the Pacemakers and the Moody Blues. He also managed Cilla Black, whose birth name was Priscilla White. The name Cilla Black was a typo in a local music paper that she and Brian decided to keep, a perfect example of his ability to craft an image. Despite his immense success, Brian Epstein was struggling with personal issues and addiction. His life was filled with private turmoil, including the immense pressure of managing the biggest band in the world. In 1967, at the age of 32, Brian Epstein was found dead from an overdose. The death was ruled accidental, but his passing left a massive void. The Beatles were never the same. They had lost their rock, their guide, and the man who held them together. The claim that the Beatles were stitched up for 90% of their earnings is actually true, but it was not Brian Epstein's fault. The blunder was in a massive merchandising deal in the US that a lawyer signed, giving the band only 10% of the profits from their merchandise. Brian was devastated by this and later renegotiated a more favorable deal, but the initial mistake cost them millions. The frustration over their business dealings and their eventual breakup led to a period of deep animosity. It was during this time that John Lennon wrote How Do You Sleep?, a song that many believe was a direct jab at Paul McCartney and the growing divide between them. The song, with its bitter lyrics, was not aimed at Brian Epstein, but rather at the person John felt had abandoned the ideals of the band, Paul. This detail shows that while Brian's death was a tragedy, the seeds of their conflict were already growing. Brian Epstein's legacy is immense. He didn't just manage a band, he helped create a cultural phenomenon. He saw the genius in four young men from Liverpool and had the vision to present them to the world. The man who was once a record store manager became the most important non-musician in the history of rock and roll. His story is a poignant reminder that while the Fab Four provided the music, a fifth unseen genius was the one who made it all possible. Brian Epstein was a true visionary, and his influence on the Beatles is undeniable. What do you think? Was he the true fifth Beatle? Let us know in the comments below. And for more deep dives into the lives and legacies of music's true icons, be sure to subscribe to 10 of the Best and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching.